Alright, recording people, this is the first question. Pretty long one, but I just got into it. I just wanted to let you know it was the first question. Alright, so far we're good. Buying a new site at Namecheap, create private name servers. Make sure it's who is protected as well. Or if you don't who is protected, make sure that all of your PBNs are either who is protected or they have a fake name. You don't want like your money site saying Greg Morrison, then a PBN site going to it saying Greg Morrison, because they put that together very easily now. Start sending PBN links from my BizBuilder hosting account. As long as those money sites are on different IPs, I would put them on different IPs just to be extra safe. I think that's what you're saying, but I just want to make sure. Yeah, I think you said that. I mean, it would probably be better to have different data centers for each money site, but you'll probably be fine with just the unique IPs. It sounds like they're varied enough. I mean, what you want to think of when you're doing this, Welton, is just matching stuff between your money site and your PBNs, or too much matching stuff from your PBNs going to your money site. So, for example, if your money site, if you don't do private name servers and I mean, the easiest thing to do is just private name servers for pretty much everything. But let's say like your money site name servers were ns25.hostgator.com, ns26.hostgator.com, and then you also had a PBN with those same name servers going to it. That's trouble. Okay, that could cause some trouble. So you just want to make sure you don't have matching stuff between your money site and your PBNs. Now, if it's like a huge service like GoDaddy, and you have like NS, I think they use domain control or something like that when you do the A record. If you have like a money site that's on that, and then also some PBNs that have that, that's going to be fine because they're so big. But like the the smaller the name server is, like the smaller the company, the less you can match them together, and hopefully that makes sense. So, I mean, just switch it up as much as you can, and just be careful with like the same exact name servers pointing to a money site that you might not have private name servers on, and all that. All right. But as far as you're looking into it, Welton, I wouldn't worry about it that much. Okay. I think what you're doing so far is probably fine. It seems like you're being extra safe, which is good, by the way. I think it's good to be extra safe. I'm the same way, but I think what you have in mind is totally fine, Welton. Alright, so another long question here from Paula. So you've been out for 6 weeks and not being able to get anything above page 3. Using only non-PBN stuff. Paula, no extra funds available for PBNs. Have you checked out my latest video on buying actual expired domains? Because I showed, I ranked the Franklin MMA classes one. This was done with a link from, it's number one. It was done from a link that I got from a site that was like $20 or something like that, $22 if I remember right. So, I mean, you can get these very, very cheap PBNs, just put in a little more research time. I mean, those expired domains, the ones that are actually expired, still work. You just got to put in a little more work finding them. And then when you get them, they obviously work. You can see here. I think even like Franklin MMA classes, it's ranked pretty well for. Yeah, number 4 right there. And the reason that it's not number 1 is because, and I explained this in the video, is Rich Franklin is actually a very popular MMA. It's Rich. He's one of the most popular UFC fighters there is. So these results are actually referring to him. Rich Franklin, not like Franklin, Tennessee MMA. So if there was never a fighter called Rich Franklin, this would be number 1 because the only sites above are huge sites. And I'm actually outranking the UFC, which is huge because they're a very, very big authority site. Again, this is done with one link from a site that was like $22 if I remember correctly. All right, so you can still get PBNs very cheap. You don't have to spend the 69 or even a couple hundred or whatever. You can get them. You can get those expired domains for as little as like $12, and they can still do a lot. All right, so that just addresses the first part of it. I mean, honestly, I think part of the problem is that you just don't have links. I mean, yeah, I mean this stuff's good, like social domination. Um, I thought you meant social explosion, V Kraken and all that stuff. But you got to get some PBNs in there, in my opinion. You need some real links. But I mean, page 3 for having none of that's really good. I think you fire a couple PBNs and you'll be right up there. And there has been a new update. Check the Facebook section, Paula. And also, Paula, at the same time, even if you did fire PBN links at it and it'd been 6 weeks, I would tell you page 3 is fine because new sites, especially, they take it up to a month for the links to fully kick in. So, or up to a couple months. I'm sorry. So even page 3 after 6 weeks is actually pretty good. Even if you had PBN links. So I think you're on the right track, but I would look into getting those cheap PBNs. Look into my latest videos on them, okay? All right, from Lonnie here. I mean, whatever fits you, Lonnie. And Gregory Ortiz does a great job at finding PBNs for people. So you can always use Gregory Ortiz. A lot of people have had success with him. So I mean, if you're someone that's short on time, I mean, he's a good option because he does a good job. He can get them for cheap, and you can focus elsewhere. So it all depends. If you're someone with a lot of time that you can do your own research, look for them yourself. But if you want to focus on other things as well, contact Gregory or someone else in the group if you want. But a lot of people have been having good success with Gregory Ortiz. And actually, just to kind of back that up, if you go search for New York City SEO, that's Gregory right there at number 1, and he uses the same type of PBNs that he sells to people. I think even for New York SEO, he's number 1. Yeah, even New York SEO, he's number 1. Again, these are PBNs that the type of PBNs he's selling people for pretty cheap. So Gregory is a good guy, and he does a good job. All right, from Lonnie here again. I use micrositeMasters.com. Right here, micrositeMasters.com. But we have a new tool coming from one of our members that's a rank tracker. It's like an all-in-one tool. I don't want to spill the beans too much, but it has a rank tracker in it along with a ton of other stuff. So be on the lookout for that. It's crazy what this tool does. I'm really excited to tell people about it. One of our members spent the last year working on it, so it's going to be really cool getting that out there. But for now, I use Microsite Masters. All right, from Thierry. I would say that a lot of clients already have websites, in my experience. But I mean, I've been doing more affiliate than local. But for the local that I have been doing, a lot of them have a website already. You're not gonna mess up their web design. The biggest thing is just make sure they have some content on, like, because I've had clients where they have, it's like just an image, and I'm like, you gotta have like some content, like give me a paragraph. I mean, one paragraph can do the trick for a lot of local sites. You don't need like a ton of content, but if they just have like a picture or like just JavaScript, just like a video, you gotta talk them into putting some text on the page, just like a paragraph, so you can get some keywords in there and help Google identify what the site's about. All right, from Lonnie here. I forget. I haven't downloaded the toolbar in a while, Lonnie. It might be the Alexa toolbar. You can go search for the Alexa toolbar, and that should add it in there as well. All right, so we got one from Dennis here. Nah, Dennis. I would say one link a day is totally fine. And actually, what we teach is very slow, just to be extra safe. I mean, you could probably send 10 PBN links a day and be fine. But we just want to play on the extra safe side, make sure we're playing extra safe, just in case, you know what I mean? And because there's no reason to rush it in most cases. But yeah, I mean, one a day should be totally fine, Dennis. From Lonnie. Um, yeah, we're gonna have to test with Fiverr specifically. But I know what's changed with like GSA is you can't hit like money keywords as much with your anchor text. Like you have to add in more general anchor text. Like if we were doing Nashville SEO for example for like a YouTube video, you got to hit it with stuff like SEO, search engine optimization, SEO services, not just like Nashville SEO, Nashville SEO services, Nashville SEO company, Nashville search engine optimization. Like you got to hit it with a lot of the general stuff like again SEO, search engine optimization, SEO services, SEO company, like without Nashville in there. So that's what we're seeing with Penguin 3.0, and it probably has to do with that patent that Jimmy found. But as far as Fiverr specifically, I think Fiverr got slammed during this update, honestly. So I wouldn't use them until we at least test them. But you might still be able to use Fiverr with like the general keywords in there, like I just described. And maybe I'll run something and see how it works out. With like a lot of general descriptors in there, without like the location. Oh, what's up, Gregory? Gregory's actually on tonight. I was just talking about Gregory. From Tommy. I'm guessing you're doing 50 different sites, Tommy. Um, nah, I wouldn't use your own name. I would probably still use either Who Is Protection or a fake name because, I mean, it could just be people copying each other. Like, they don't know that. If it's all your name, they know they're all yours and they might not like that. So, me personally, I would actually go the route of having either fake names or Who Is Protection. I probably wouldn't have 50 different sites all under my own name. So it's a little risky. From Noel. I'm not sure what you mean by how to trap traffic, Noel. I think you're talking about conversion. I know Mike does a lot of conversion stuff. I'm not sure exactly where that is in the members area. You can email David, David at omgmachines.com for any questions about like where certain videos are or if we have videos on something. And we have videos pretty much on everything, so just ask where is a video on this, and he should be able to tell you. But But yeah, I mean, for setting up affiliate sites, I show about like KLKS, and we have a lot of examples in there. And again, I would ask David exactly where all this is because he's the one that organizes the members area. What's up, Will? From John B. Well, first of all, check the Facebook group, John. I did a long post on there with what I'm seeing. But honestly, what's working is is what you see in the supremacy section. I mean, seriously, I'm surprised that I was not touched by Penguin. I mean, with all the sites I have, literally no movement so far. Um, Maybe a couple spots here and there for some big terms, but and that's actually normal. Like week to week, I'll move up and down a couple spots for like the big term. So really, I can't even say it's Penguin. Like I've never had this big of an update not affect me at all. I mean, just nothing yet. It almost makes me think that it hasn't hit my niches yet. So, I mean, as far as what's working, high quality links with the correct anchor text and URL optimization. I mean, really, because again, all my sites, I didn't move. I didn't go up really. I didn't go down. Whereas a lot of people who are using other type of linking methods really, really lost a lot of stuff. So just what we teach in the supremacy section is still the best option, in my opinion. Is hosting on GoDaddy okay for SEO? I mean, for a site here and there, I'm sure, Noel. You just gotta know. You just gotta have like different IPs. You know what I mean? So you can't have like 10 PBNs hosted on GoDaddy all under the same IP. I mean, it's fine to host there. It's more about like the IPs or any information that can be a footprint. From Chris. Sure, sdmc.org. I'm guessing more links will be at the www since it's the older site. sdmc.org. First of all, you said it's from 1998. I like that right off the bat. I like how it's only 4 letters. I like short domains, like you see with KLKS. Let's see. So it was actually the old San Diego Men's Chorus site. I like that because it was a site that would get like natural links. So I like that right off the bat. Um, Hometown Free Press, go there. Yeah, these are like relevant type links. San Diego Chamber, Fourth Recording Mag, Spinner Dude. Yeah, so these are like music type sites. So the links are natural. It's an old domain. It's short. I mean, the links aren't super strong, but that's okay because I mean, if you're gonna find like the perfect site with it's old, it's short, it has natural links, and it has super strong links, that's gonna cost you a lot of money. Whereas a site like this, you don't need like the super strong links, so you still have everything else. Um, and this site can do really well. So I like this site actually. Who asked this question? Chris. I actually like this site, and also the anchor text. I mean, we got a good amount of branded. And then this one right here is used a good bit. I don't like how it's like done exactly the same each time, but that's not a big deal. That's not a super big deal. But yeah, Chris, I like this site. I would use it as a money site. or a PBN. But yeah, you're talking about a money site. I think it would be a good site. All right, from Chris again. Yeah, and we just went over that. So yeah, I mean that's cool. Again, I don't like how it has like that exact anchor text a few times because like naturally it probably wouldn't be done exactly this way that many times. Like it would be, like some of them wouldn't have the apostrophe or they'd have the M not capitalized and the C not capitalized. So some of these might have been gotten unnaturally. Um, but overall, I mean, it just looks like a good site. It's not spammed. Um, and overall, I would say it's a good site. That's just the one thing that I don't like. Not a super big deal though, because there's not a ton of them. There's just like 5 of them. So, all right, from Dustin. I personally would treat them kind of as PBNs, Dustin. I wouldn't put them all under the same IP because even if you have all your PBNs on different IPs, if you're using all of them to link to different money sites that are on the same IP, that can cause a footprint. For example, if you use PBN1, let's say, to link to Money Site 1 and Money Site 2 and Money Site 3, okay, you're using PBN1 to link to 3 different sites, but those 3 different sites are all on the same IP. So that's very, very fishy. And if you keep like repeating that type of stuff, and it gets more and more possible to repeat that the more money sites you have on the same IP. So I personally put my money sites on different IPs as well. You're welcome, Paula. All right, from Al. I think you're talking about siloing, Al. It would depend what else you're selling on the site. Um, like it depends how deep the site goes. Like, for example, let me bring up that notepad. All right, so for example, you said he has a lot of marble products. Well, does he have other type of product? Like, does he also have wood products? So marble, wood, maybe granite. So if he has like a ton of different type of products like that, you'd want the silo to be like the type probably. Like marble would be a silo, wood would be a silo, granite would be a silo, right? So you'd have like site.com. I mean, this is the way I would do it. Marble, which is like the type of stuff that the product is made out of, then have like what it is, fireplace, okay, or site.com/wood fireplace, like that, okay. So it really depends, like how deep his site goes. Like, does he have different products? If it's just marble, then you would probably want to do. You'd probably just be doing like and I don't know this niche that well, but site.com/fireplaces. And then maybe he has different types of fireplaces, like fireplace type 1 would go here, okay? So it really depends how deep the site goes. I would have to know more information to tell you exactly how I would do it, but yeah, it depends. Again, how deep it goes. Hopefully that makes sense. Like how many topics there are and how deep those topics go. All right, from John. Yeah, you can just pull off those links, John. That's fine. I tested with it, and um, pretty much the same between leaving them up and deleting them, but leaving them up can be a problem if you keep too many of them up. So yeah, I would probably just delete that, especially since it's just one of them. From Gregory here. Oh yeah, man, you deserve that, Gregory. I said you do a good job. Run Sunday Fundays for us for no charge, just out of your free time. So you deserve that. From Will. I mean, you could try disavowing the blog comments. If it was me, it depends how competitive it is and how long it would take you to get it back. Likely, if it was me, I would just start a new page or a new site, whatever the case is, and just start fresh. That's what I do most of the time. I don't even like dealing with recoveries, but if it's important enough, of course I would do a recovery. I just haven't had to do that yet. So it just depends on your case, on your scenario, how competitive it is, how much more work it would take to get right back up there, like with a new site and all that. From Carol. So, Carol, an expired domain is a domain that has gone through the auction process. So, like PBNs, when we refer to PBNs, really it's expired domains and auction domains, but for the most part, we're referring to auction domains. So, when someone doesn't renew their site, it goes to an auction. Okay, and that's like the first step. If it does not get picked up at that auction stage, which is where we look at most of our sites, that's where most of our training is for like auction sites, then it actually ends up expiring. Okay, so that means that it gets thrown back into the normal registrars. Like you can actually go register it at Namecheap at that time if no one picks it up at auction. So it actually expired. It loses its age, but it still has all the links going to it. Okay, so expired domains are domains that have links going to them, were pre-existing sites, but no one picked them up at auction, so they expired. All right, from John. Again, supremacy section, John. Just learning how to build a PBN and getting it built, because then you have the firepower to get it going. And from there, it just depends. Like, what do you want to do? Affiliate? Do you want to do local? I mean, I think that the fastest way, it seems like you want to do it as quick as possible. The fastest way is probably local, because you can get a client and get some money from them right off the bat. So I would say that client work would be the absolute quickest way to get it done. And I would also start like a My City SEO guide, like how to start. Showed Gregory's site here. I mean, not only do people typing this in see him at number one and see, okay, these guys must know what they're doing because they rank for New York SEO, but on top of that, it gets people calling him. He doesn't have to go out and find clients. Clients find him. So, in addition to that, he can use this as an example. Like, look, I obviously know what I'm doing. Go search for New York SEO. Here I am right here at number one. That's my site. I ranked it. I can do the same for you. So when you do a My City SEO site or a My City Guide site, it does all that for you. It brings people to you. You don't have to go look for clients because they can find you. And at the same time, if you do want to go find clients, you can use it as an example. So, I mean, it really does a lot for you. All right, from Gary. We are creating the links for pretty much for Google to find, Gary, because when they find those links, it passes on like a credit to your site. Okay, that's kind of how the algorithm works. Is the more credible links you have gone to your site, the better. Well, not really the more. Um, well, yeah, I guess the more credible, because really right now less is more. Like you want as little links as possible to rank a site, because the more links you have, the more chance you have at a penalty, and the more chance you have of running into problems. With PBNs, it makes it very simple to do it with little links. Um, so yeah, we're doing it for Google to find the link because it counts as a credit to the site you're linking for. That's why we want them to find that link so they can kind of count that credit, so to speak. The Finder software should be in the members area. I don't even use it anymore, to be honest, Gary. You can still use it if you want, but it should be in the members area. Difference between post and page. As far as I know, posts, you can just add categories and tags. And also pages are static, I believe. Something like that. I'm not technical, but always do post for your PBNs. I mean, you could do a page instead as a static home page, but I just always do post. That's interesting, Paul. It might have been because his links might have boosted your domain authority up to 20. Then some sites got the index that he linked from and it dropped it, or maybe it was at 20 already and then they added in like a bunch of de-index links and it dropped it because of that, like the value of the overall links. I'm not sure about it. I've never heard of that or seen that happen. From Thierry. Yeah, I mean it's still possible, Thierry. You just got to do the anchor text differently. Like again, you can't use all like specific keyword type stuff anymore. Like again, like Nashville SEO, Nashville SEO services, Nashville SEO company, SEO companies in Nashville, like Nashville this, Nashville that. You got to use the general stuff like SEO services, SEO, search engine optimization. Rank this website, just stuff like that. That kind of is like more general and more broad. Okay, you got to kind of go that route. From John. Not necessarily, John. I've ranked lawyer stuff with just a couple links before, so not necessarily. You don't necessarily need more than 10. It depends on the location though, and how well you do the anchor text and URL optimization. And of course, how strong the sites you have are. So my answer is not necessarily. I think 10 is a good number to start with. From Paula. I mean they could, Paula. It depends what you're doing. I don't know exactly how you have it set up and what you mean by verticals. But my main suggestion would just be like when you do your linking, make sure there's no footprints between the linking you're doing for those three sites. Okay. So again, like if all those three money sites are on the same IP, or they don't have like their who is information protected and it's all the same name, just be careful like linking to all three sites from the same PBNs. Just that type of stuff is what I would be more careful about, Paula. The footprints. From David. Yeah, I did, David, and then the Penguin 3 hit, and I think that threw a wrench in things, but I still have that and talking to David about that. From Danny. Renting PBN links. I don't know about renting, but talk to Gregory Ortiz. He'll probably be able to work out something for you. Again, he's really cheap. I mean, you'll probably get a better deal from him than renting from someone, because then you'll actually own the sites and you can put up as much as you want, and you can change things when you want, and again, you own the sites. You can sell them if you want. I mean, it's an asset. So rather than paying someone to rent, you can pay him to do stuff for you pretty cheap. From Adelaide, GSA is like a spam tool. Adelaide, it's like a tool that you use to get mass links. SAO, I think you might mean SOA. SOA records are like hosting records. Sometimes hosts will attach the same email to all your domains, and that can be a footprint. So that's what people mean when they talk about the SOA records. SAO, I'm not sure. I think you meant SOA, but I'm not positive. From Suzanne. Yeah, it depends who you purchase them from, Suzanne. Like GoDaddy, usually you won't get them for like almost a week. Sometimes a little longer, actually. Whereas NameJet, you can sometimes get them within a few hours, sometimes a couple days. Same thing with Snap, it can be a few hours, a couple days. GoDaddy usually takes the longest, so until you actually get the domain, and I think from what you're saying, it's probably GoDaddy because they take the longest. But yeah, you can't do anything until the domain's actually in your account. Okay, Marble only. Then I would probably do. Again, that goes back to the silo question. I would probably do. Let's see. If you if Marble is like in a lot of your keywords, you would probably want Marble in the URL to get that extra power, because when a keyword's in the URL, it gives you extra power. So if Marble are actually keywords you're targeting, I would probably just do one silo and call it Marble then, okay? And then you would have stuff like, fireplaces or whatever the case. You can have just one silo, that's fine. And that way, if they ever do get more products, you can just add like a different product. Like you could, if he gets wood products, you could do, just wood and do the same thing like fireplaces, blah blah blah. But probably what I would do is just do that one silo, just Marble, and then put the whatever product he has, types of products after. So Marble fireplaces, Marble countertops, Marble whatever. That's probably how I set it up. That way you have a silo in place. You're getting Marble in the URL, because I'm guessing that's part of your keywords, and then of course the second level would go here, whatever keyword it is. Let's see. From Shane, your question got cut off. So I'm going to re-screenshot. Alright, from Shane here. I mean, if they say they're expired during the auction phase, sometimes this will happen where, they're indexed when I buy them, but then by the time I go set up, it's showing not indexed. So what I'll do for those sites is I'll usually just throw up like a dummy post. Like I'll say, we are in the process of building out our site. We look forward to bringing you the latest information on blah blah blah, and then I'll throw a video under it because that helps to get indexed quicker. Now I'll just let it sit for a few days and then check to see if it's indexed. If it's not indexed, I let it sit for longer to see if it gets indexed, and usually it does. And then once I see it's indexed, I'll just delete that post and I know it's good to go. So that's usually what I do, Shane. Because every once in a while, there is a weird case where you'll get a domain and it was indexed, and it's not indexed anymore. Most of the time in those cases, it's just because the site just hasn't been there for a while, and it'll just show de-indexed when you get the site. And then in even rarer cases, sometimes it will stay de-indexed after it was showing indexed at the auction. But that happens very, very rarely. But I will check it with a dummy post if it shows not indexed anymore by the time I get it. All right, from Lorraine. Um, I mean, likely they're not trying to rank for their name, I'm guessing. Well, he said it's an EMD. Like, for example, it depends, like, why you have the name and how many searches that name gets, also. Because, I mean, if you have, like, let's say you have, like, Gr0G P1Nda 1O2O, you would probably want to rank for stuff like OMG machines, Greg Morrison, obviously, or anything that's like associated with my name. I don't know why you like what I would push with my name. Maybe like SEO courses, stuff like that. So I don't know what you're going after, Lorraine. Besides the name, but you would want to work in stuff like that. So if I had GregMorrison.com, I would do OMG machines, OMG machines review, SEO courses, courses on SEO, SEO tutor, um, and just like stuff along those lines. And that would also work in Greg Morrison, like OMG Machines by Greg Morrison, SEO courses by Greg Morrison, Greg Morrison SEO services, stuff like that. You don't have to use like Greg Morrison by itself in an anchor text. You can like mix it in with whatever it's parallel with. Like in my case, it's SEO, so I don't know whose name you're using or what they're with. Like if it was Warren Buffett, you would do like Warren Buffett monetary advice, stuff like that. So you don't have to just do like Warren Buffett on its own. All right. So again, it really depends like whose name it is and what exactly you're trying to do with it. All right, from Shane. You're welcome, Shane. Yeah, again, I would supremacy section. Building a PBN and understanding URL and anchor text combinations. That's what's going to get you to rank. From Welton. I don't throw it on all money sites, Welton. I mean, you can, but I don't. You're welcome, Carol. From Suzanne. Nah, that's a fine idea, Suzanne. You can definitely do that. Again, like I say, anytime you start a site, I think you did the right move because you know what you want ahead of time. That way, you can set up the site properly, right? Because if you like set up this, if you like start off saying, okay, I just want to use one city, and then you change your mind, like now I want to do the whole county, that messes things up because the site could have been based around one city, and then you're trying to switch to county, which can make things confusing. Whereas if you know what you're doing ahead of time, like like I'm going to do a county site, it's going to cover different cities, you can set up that site properly. So, I mean, it's a fine idea, and you did it the right way, Suzanne, as far as like planning it out. From Lorraine, me again, I like that. You can ask as many questions as you want, Lorraine. Yeah, yeah, you can do that if you want. I don't believe I use vSilo for my. I don't believe I have used it for my PBNs, but you can use it if you want. From Michael. If it's worth it to you, Michael. I mean, it depends what it's worth to you. You know what I mean? And just because Google says there are no searches for it doesn't mean there's no searches for it. There's plenty of terms out there that shows 0 searches in the Google keyword tool that can make a lot of money. So don't go by that alone for sure. From Carol. All right, so by natural links, it's actually easier to talk about like forced links. Like forced links are links you kind of like obviously go out and get, like directory links, for example. You go out of your way to get your site in a web directory so you can get a link back to your website, right? Whereas if you have like, let's go back to this site that we were looking at earlier. If you have this site here, this sdmc.org, okay, we can tell by the anchor text that it was a men's chorus site, and then they have a link right here. It's actually a San Diego men's chorus, and then right here they have a link from sdchamber.org, which would be probably San Diego Chamber, right? That's a natural link because you can even tell by the URL, visitor information, visiting San Diego. So this link, what it is, it's basically a link from a San Diego Chamber site, which is like helping people find out what to do in San Diego, right? Well, there's a men's chorus. You know, if you want to go check out the San Diego men's chorus, here's their website. That's a natural link. Someone, when your information, when the website you have is useful and someone naturally links to you, okay, that's a natural link, and those are the type of links that I really like. Whereas forced, again, it would be the thing like the directory where you go out and you try to get that link, or all these blog comments are seem to be getting hit with penalties. You go out and you comment on 20 different blog sites so you can get that link back to your website. That's not natural. Natural is stuff like this for the reason I just explained. Okay. All right, from Paula. Oh, interesting, Paula. Thank you. From Candace. I don't like adding anchor text to existing content, Candace. Because I've had bad experience with it. It's probably okay to do like a couple times, but I've had sites where I like went back and added or even changed anchor text on a whole bunch of sites and it did not go well. So I usually like to do the anchor text on brand new posts, just me personally. But that, I mean, even like copying the content and making a new post and adding in the links in the new post would be even better than adding it into the content for me. That would be my decision. But it's up to you what you want to do. All right, from Sarvez. It actually is Greg Sarvez. You're right. Orientation section, Sarvez. Go through the orientation videos, and because it really depends like how experienced you are as far as like where you're going to start. All right, it's from Steve. I mean, you can hide the plugins folder, but I've had no problems with it, Steve, as of yet. From John. Oh, you're welcome, John. Yeah, you can. Sometimes you can email that stuff to omg@omgmachines.com. Depending like what type of question it is. But yeah, we usually answer that stuff, or like Facebook. It really depends how in depth the question is, like the proper way to do it. From Lonnie. I show that in the videos, Lonnie. But you right click on the site and you go to the main auction and you put in your bid. From Chris. Yep, yeah, I got some hyphenated domains doing fine, Chris. I like domains without hyphen, um, but hyphen in there can work fine. Nah, not necessarily. Like as you probably know, is an old radio station site. Um, some of the tricks that I'll do, like to kind of like let Google know the domain is about e-cigarettes now, is I'll send links to calcast.com, like the home page with stuff like electronic cigarettes, e-cigarettes, smoking. These would be anchor text, of course. Coming from links from my PBN. And this, you don't have to do this for a lot of expired domain. This is just because it's a more competitive niche. Maybe I'll do like calcast.com, e-cigarette information, stuff like that. And I sent a few links to the home page with stuff like this to kind of like help identify that this is what the site's about. And then, of course, I hit mainly the inner pages for my money keywords. But nah, I didn't necessarily like associate Calcast with anything. From Suzanne. Um, yeah, I mean, just stuff as simple as like training your dog, puppy training, different type of dog training, like Dalmatian training, train your Dalmatian. I mean, there's so many different things you can do. It doesn't matter if it doesn't necessarily have synonyms. You can still just do different areas of that and be totally fine. All right, from Chris. You're not hogging me. You're good. GSSO.org. I think people enjoy these anyways, Chris. Right away, I like the domain and page authority. With respect to the amount of links, shows me it's probably natural type links. I just know that from experience. It was the Granite State Symphony Orchestra, so it was like a real website that would get a lot of natural links. So I like that. First links from a government site. So far we're looking great. This would be a natural link, natural. Yeah, I don't even really have to scroll down and tell you this is a really good site. Yeah, that's good, Chris. I really like that. That's even better than the first one. I'm guessing it's old too, because it's a four-letter domain, so it's probably from late '90s. Let's see, where is it? Here it is, '97. Yeah. So yeah, it's old, has great links, even has a government link, natural links. That's a great site. From Suzanne. Awesome, Suzanne. From Thierry. That would be the new series I did, Thierry. The new Over the Shoulder series. I'm not sure exactly where David put it. You can email him if you need to, david@omgmachines.com, or you can just ask in the Facebook group. It's probably a quicker way to do it. Man, it's almost 10:30 already. That's crazy. All right, from Dustin. I mean, it's up to you. Like a lot of stuff that a lot of niches that need something now can be very good. For example, like emergency, anything that's like emergency because people need it that now. Like what the heck's it called when you get locked out of your car? Whatever that's called. Because if you're locked out of your car, you get on your phone and you look for someone, a locksmith. You're going on Google and you're finding a locksmith. You need one now. So when they call your site, they need someone out there right now. That's a hot lead. That's someone that's going to convert into a sale, and that's someone that's going to make you and the customer money. So stuff like that can be very good. Like anything that's like emergency, you can go after that type of stuff to start. Emergency plumbing, emergency roof repair, emergency water damage, stuff like that. You can start with stuff like that, but really anything from Welton. I don't really use keyword tools. Google Planner, my brain, pretty much. From Gregory. I got like 50,000 or it was 100. I think I got like 100,000 credits from them. I don't know what I paid them for or if I paid them anything. I don't remember. But I still have that original 100,000. I think I'm like halfway through it, and I got it a couple months ago. So you don't go through them too quick. I don't use vCracken on every site like the PBN reloaded method. I don't use that on every PBN, but I do use Social Explosion on every PBN that I do. Gregory Ortiz, get in touch with Gregory in the Facebook group. From Paula. I'm not exactly sure, Paul, because I never tried that. You might want to ask that in the Facebook group. So there's probably people that can answer that better than me in there. Because I'm not exactly sure. I've never really tried to do that. But I'm pretty sure there's people in the Facebook group that have tried to do that. So I'll try it in there and see if you have some better luck. I just don't want to give you a wrong answer. From Sarvez. I mean, the best ways to drive potential customers is to rank for the right keywords. Using what you learn in the supremacy section to get ranked and drive people there. As far as conversion, that's just playing with your landing page. And Mike's got a lot of stuff on conversion in the members area. All right, from Lorraine. No, I'm talking mostly about linking stuff, Lorraine. I wouldn't use Fiverr for linking right now, at least until we test them. Writing, you should be okay. Just be careful of the quality if you're using writers from Fiverr. Most of the writers there are not going to be very good. I'll just tell you that. All right, so it's 10:30. We got a few more questions here. If you got any final questions, put them in now, and I'll check one more time when I'm done these. All right, from John. I don't know. I don't know, John. It's hard to say. Could be, but I'm not totally sure. From Andrew. Golden nugget in the past work week. I don't know about in the last week, but overall, I would just say just thinking of the future. Like sometimes I don't. I just want to like not work and go out, but I just think, okay, if I buckle down now, I can do that whole going out thing for the rest of my life without having to worry about money. Like I think more in the future rather than when I was younger. I used to think like next day, like or what I'm doing right now, or what I'm doing tomorrow. Whereas now I think more like like 10, 20, 30 years ahead. Just kind of thinking ahead and also keeping it fresh. Because a lot of people can think like that in the beginning, where they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make this work and I'm gonna set myself up for life, and then that vision fades very quickly. So you got to kind of keep the vision fresh. Keep something up on your in front of where you work to remind you each day, whether it's pictures of your kids and whatever else, just to kind of remind you to keep that vision intact. Because a lot of people, pretty much everyone, has no problem creating the vision. They have a problem keeping the vision going. Like it dies out very easily because friends come in and ask you to go out, or life in general happens where you get busy and it just fades away. So you just gotta not let it fade away. All right, from John. Oh, awesome, John. Glad you enjoyed it. From Carol. I think you're asking how to rank it, Carol. Again, just anything in the supremacy section. Getting PBNs and just getting some quality links going to your site with the right anchor text. That's what's going to get you to rank. Alright, so I'm going to see if there's any final questions here. There's a few more. And I'll get these last questions, then we'll get this recording in the bag. Alright. Paula, recommended writers, I use the Content Authority a lot, and also use iWriter sometimes. With those services, you kind of like find writers as you go. Like you'll get some people to write articles, and you'll really like someone. Then you can keep that writer and rehire them next time you need articles. So the Content Writer and iWriter are where two services that I use. From Lorraine. Oh, awesome, Lorraine. Keep coming. We got these every week. I have at least one a week. Fletch has one a week. Mike has one a week. Gregor Ortiz does Sunday Fun Day. So we're here, and also I'm in the Facebook group all week. So again, keep going through the content. Keep writing down questions. Keep asking them. Be relentless. I don't care if you come here and ask 200 questions. We're gonna answer them. You're gonna get out what you put in. If you want it bad enough, you'll get it. Trust me. This works. It's just the process of learning it and sticking with it again, because a lot of people lose that vision rather than holding on to it. From Paula, you're welcome. You're welcome, Welton. Alright, from Shane. Oh, okay. If you can't find the site when it's actually at auction, if it's not indexed when it's at auction, Shane, I don't even look at it. So I don't even deal with those sites. Okay, so when I'm looking for domains, if it's not indexed during the auction phase, I don't even deal with it. Alright. You're welcome, Tom and Gregory. Oh, you're welcome, Gregory. Awesome. Yeah, I will be at OMG Live, of course. Alright, everyone, so I'm going to wrap this one up. I'll get this recording over to David, and of course we'll have the replay up. Probably likely tomorrow or so. And then, of course, I have a session early next week, as always. We got at least 3 more months of these. 3 or 4 more months, at least, so any questions you have, again, just ask. I don't care if you're don't be worried about coming and asking too many questions. I don't care how many questions you ask. All right, guys, have a good night, and I will see you all in the next call.